Yo, what's good? It's Nimbo. Without doing too much talking, let's get into it. Uh, so the first thing I did was I started with the Mickelberg piano. So I used Context 7 here, and it's free. Yeah, I think it is free. The Mickelberg piano is free. Now I would open it, but it keeps crashing my PC. I don't know why. It keeps crashing FL. But so I'm just gonna get straight to the chords and what I did. Now, when it comes to chords, I usually like to start with triads. A triad is like just a chord with three notes. So I highlight my scale. We working on A sharp minor in this case. Even though I did pitch the whole sample upwards one semitone, but for now we are working with A sharp minor scale, and I got the A sharp, the C sharp, and the G sharp. That's the first chord that I came up with. The F, the C, and the G sharp. Like I said, I built the entire chord progression with just triads, and then what I do afterwards, I add in these accent notes like the high D's and the C here, the G sharp, the A sharp. These come in after I've laid the foundation of the chord, and then that's when I add these extras. Here, I got a little bit unique and I added a D sharp and an F. As you can tell, the F sharp and the F are just right next to each other. This kind of creates that tension. And it goes back to the first. I only got a parametric EQ on the chord progression just to cut the lows. Now moving on to the vocal. With the vocals, I didn't use my mic. Instead, I used my phone to record. And then I recorded this long vocal here, the green one. And then later I added these extra vocals underneath. But so I'm gonna play the vocals without any effects. I don't feel sorry. Said I don't feel sorry. So on the effects, I have auto tune, and I have cymatics origin, and I got on Fab Filter Pro Art, and it's just the default setting as you can see, and it's all the way up, you know. And then I have another parametric EQ to box the vocal in because I knew I was gonna put the vocals in the background. And then so far, just the piano and vocals is what it sounds like. Sounds fire. Moving on to the bass. It was a one shot, and the bass is pretty simple as well. As you can see, not a lot of movement going on. So the only special thing about the bass is these slides here, and I got one here and another one here. At this point, I'm like, I didn't want to add too much to the sample because, like, when people with these kinds of sample, you don't want to do a lot too much. You want to add in some stuff, but don't do too much. Don't add a lot of things. And that's when I decided to come up with to add. I used expand, the Christmas Eve on Mars preset, and it's very subtle. It's at the background as well. It's not doing too much. It's just to accent the sample, to be in the background. And then moving on to this part, I still used the same Mickelberg piano from Contact. Still the same piano right here. But then the only thing I did here was, unlike the first part of the piano, what I did with this one is that now, like I said, I would open the my Contact Mickelberg piano, but then it keeps crashing FL. But on the Mickelberg piano, there's like the mechanism part where I increase the mechanism part where it increases the sound of pressing in the notes. So I'll so if you hear the difference with this one, it's very smooth. And then compared to this, where you can kind of hear the person pressing the notes. And the vocal just continued because I had a long recording that I just ended up using the whole thing. Is that I didn't chop a lot of the initial vocal that I used because I liked it. I like this variation. It's different. The fact that it was this part of the vocal is different from section A. The last part, the last thing that I did was I took the keys and I just reversed them. And I reversed the bass as well and made this tiny bit of cut here. And here's just the same piano, the same uh, bass reversed. And this one vocal that I chopped from this long vocal, it was actually this part here. And I took it and I put it here again. And this is what this part sounds like. Sounds very nice. It's not a lot going on. It's like what bass, some texture behind it, the expand, the keys, vocal, and that's about it. You just have to be unique with it. These kind of Drake samples that are just smooth, simple. You don't want to be doing too much to them. You know what I mean? They just sound amazing like this. Sometimes you don't need to add a lot of layers and textures. Something simple as this works. And it creates a lot of space because I didn't add a lot of things. It creates a lot of space when another producer flips it, and when a rapper comes onto it, it's going to, they have a lot of room and a lot of space to work with. So yeah, and that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you again for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, tell me what you guys want to see. The type of samples that you want to see. If you want me to also show you how I make beats. I can do that as well. But yeah, thank you guys. Peace out.